Hi, this is Jade. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about leaning into it. Yesterday I did some writings around this and it's really been sitting with me, so I wanted to share some more thoughts about leaning into it and what it means to me. Leaning into it is such a powerful directive. Yesterday when I was meditating, and if you haven't seen those pieces that I wrote, I'm going to put links to them down there, I think. So please go back and look, read them, and share your thoughts on it. But just to give you a little recap right now so things make sense, I talked a lot about the wind and how you lean into the wind in order to get through the wind. And to harness the power of the wind. And that was the best example I could come up with. But today, I was remembering a couple of days ago we were moving some furniture around. And my husband started pushing this buffet cabinet and got it to a certain point, and it wouldn't move anymore, and he sort of just let it go. Not wanting to force it, right? So that's awesome. And cause damage. But it was not quite in the place that I wanted it to be in. And now in my family, the women are all blessed from the Brinkman side with big German hips. And we as women learned that these hips were really very useful as a tool in many things, and furniture moving was one of them. So quite often, you just line your body up against the piece of furniture you want to move and use those hips, lean into it, and that furniture moves effortlessly. And so that's exactly what I did with the buffet. And it glided right past the point that it gave my husband resistance to the pushing, right? So today, that really sat so poignantly with me, because leaning into it is not about pushing. It's not about forcing. We all know, right, that what we resist will persist. Well, forcing is a form of resistance, whether you know it or not. Forcing is not listening to what's being said to you. If something's providing you resistance, forcing your way through it, that's not the way to go, right? Kyle Cease, whom I have a huge crush on, right? Talks about the caterpillar and how it's climbing up a twig and it runs into a barrier, and some caterpillar, I'm like, well, we're not supposed to go that way, so go back the other way. And another caterpillar like, oh, I have to find my way around this, so I'm going to try and go over it, I'm going to try to break through it. And then there's the caterpillar that just takes the message and stops and waits, and that caterpillar then becomes a butterfly. And it can fly away, and then the barrier is. Well, that's what lean into it is really all about, right? We lean into something. We don't force it. We accept it for what it is. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't even have to feel like something is opposing us or forcing us for us to lean into it. It just has to be something that maybe isn't what we thought it would be or should be, which we all need to just drop should from our vocabulary. If you can't use the word need or want in replace, then should is just somebody else's business that they dumped on you in an effort to control you by way of guilt. That's probably a whole other video though. But leaning into it is about accepting for what it is and making the most out of it. Right? So if I think I'm supposed to be in X place by this time in my life, and things aren't happening the way I want to, however, I know that I'm living from my heart, I'm living in alignment, and divine timing is a thing, people. It's really a thing. Also another video I should probably speak to, but it's just not that time yet. So then you just need to lean into whatever is presenting itself to you. If this time is time of transition, transformation, and you just feel like, oh, I want to hibernate, I want to sequester myself away, then lean into that. Don't fight it. Don't should yourself into I should be doing something else. I should be making a plan, or I'll plan to fail. Really don't like that. We can should ourselves into paralysis for real, and it's just not awesome. What's awesome is understanding that what's going on right now is exactly what needs to be going on for you to arrive at your destiny. The problem comes when you fight it, or you think it should be something else, and you judge that time then. So it's really just about leaning into it. It's about embracing what's showing up and making the most out of it. So instead of guilting yourself, shaming yourself for, taking more naps, maybe understand that, like, when we were children, we napped and we slept more when our bodies were growing. I don't think that ever stops, right? I mean, our bodies aren't necessarily growing, but we're always evolving. We're always growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. We have to, or we become stagnant and we die. So maybe we do need more naps during that time. So why shame yourself? Why deny yourself and push right through? I'm going to get right through this, or I'm going to take more vitamins, or I'm take more coffee and just power through it. When the power is in the leaning. The power is leaning into what's presenting itself to you and getting the message or the lesson out of it that is designed just for you. Just for you. That's the power of it. And that's what leaning into something is all about. It's working with the object, even when it seems like whatever that object or situation is might be working against you. But I assure you, because the universe is always conspiring on your behalf, it's never working against you. Not really. It's you working against it. And I think I'll leave that here for now. Please join me on Facebook in Exploring the Sacred Path, or on Willow Song Medicine Woman page. I'll put all of the links down there. And please stop by and say hi. Love to